What if I told you there are places right here in America where you absolutely cannot go? Places so secretive that even trying to get close could land you in serious trouble. These aren't just old buildings or abandoned sites. These are locations wrapped in mystery, guarded by fences, cameras, and sometimes armed security. Today, we're counting down the 10 most mysterious places in America that you're not allowed to visit. And trust me, the reasons why will blow your mind. Let's start our countdown at number 10. The Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center in Virginia. Hidden in the Blue Ridge Mountains about 48 miles from Washington, D.C., sits Mount Weather. From the outside, it looks like just another government facility. But beneath the surface lies one of America's best-kept secrets. Mount Weather is a massive underground bunker designed to house the President, Congress, and essential government personnel in case of a national catastrophe. We're talking about a complete city underground with its own water supply, power plant, sleeping quarters, and even a transit system. The facility was built during the Cold War, and while the government admits it exists, they won't tell us much more than that. The perimeter is heavily guarded with motion sensors, cameras, and security personnel ready to intercept anyone who gets too curious. There are reports of a lake inside, office buildings, and everything needed to run the country from underground. What makes it truly mysterious? During the September 11th attacks, this is where they took congressional leaders. On that day, Mount Weather became the operating center of the United States government. And yet, we still don't know the full extent of what's down there or how big it really is. Coming in at number 9, we head to Dulce, New Mexico, where things get seriously weird. In the small town of Dulce, rumors have persisted for decades about a secret underground facility allegedly built into the Archuleta Mesa. But this isn't just any government base. According to conspiracy theories, this is where humans and extraterrestrials work together on advanced technology. The stories started in the late 1970s when a man named Phil Schneider claimed he worked on the construction of underground bases, including Dulce. He described multiple levels going deep into the earth, with the lower levels supposedly housing alien beings and genetic experiments. He talked about firefights between humans and aliens, advanced technology beyond our understanding, and a massive cover-up. While there's no confirmed evidence that Dulce Base exists, the area is definitely off-limits. The Jicarilla Apache Reservation surrounds the area, and they don't take kindly to trespassers. People who've tried to investigate have reported strange lights in the sky, unmarked helicopters, and being followed by mysterious vehicles. Whether it's extraterrestrial research or something more mundane, the government isn't talking, and the area remains one of the most forbidden and mysterious locations in America. For number 8, we journey to the Granite Mountain Records Vault in Utah. Carved into the side of Little Cottonwood Canyon near Salt Lake City is a vault that holds one of the world's largest collections of genealogical records. The Granite Mountain Records Vault is owned by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and it's built to withstand a nuclear blast. Behind a massive 14-ton door rated to survive a nuclear explosion, the Mormon Church stores billions of images of genealogical records on microfilm. We're talking about birth certificates, death records, marriage licenses, and historical documents from around the world, all preserved at a controlled temperature and humidity. The vault extends 600 feet into the mountain and can only be accessed through a single entrance. The church has been microfilming records since 1938, and they've collected information from over 100 countries. They say it's for genealogical research and helping people trace their family history, which is important in Mormon theology. But here's the thing. No one except authorized church personnel can enter. Not researchers, not government officials, not anyone. The public can access the information through the church's family history centers, but the actual vault? Completely off limits. What else might be stored in there? Historical documents, religious texts, artifacts. The church isn't saying, and that mountain of granite keeps its secrets locked away. These were just the first 3 on our list. What secrets do the other forbidden places hold? Stay tuned for part 2 as we continue our countdown. Thanks for watching, and if you're as fascinated by these mysteries as I am, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. See you then. Alright, let's dive into our next countdown of forbidden places in America you can't visit. Kicking things off at number 7, we head to Atlanta, Georgia, to the World of Coca-Cola Museum. Inside, there's a vault that holds one of the most protected trade secrets in history. The original formula for Coca-Cola. And even though it's sitting right there in a public museum, there's absolutely no way you're getting inside. The recipe, codenamed Merchandise 7X, has been a top-secret affair since 1886. The company claims that only 2 people on Earth know the full formula at any given time, and their identities are kept secret. It's said they're not even allowed to fly on the same airplane, just in case. Back in 2011, Coca-Cola decided to move the formula from a secure bank vault to a custom-built fortress inside their museum. This thing is protected by a massive circular door, state-of-the-art security systems, and constant 24/7 monitoring. You can go and stand outside it, take a selfie, and marvel at the mystery, but that's as close as you'll get. So, why all the intense secrecy? Modern food scientists have analyzed Coke and come up with pretty similar recipes, but the company insists the original formula is one of a kind. Some argue it's just a brilliant marketing stunt, creating a sense of mystique that keeps us all hooked. Others are convinced there's a truly special ingredient locked away in that vault. Whatever the truth is, Coca-Cola has masterfully turned secrecy into a core part of its brand. The vault has become a pilgrimage site for die-hard Coke fans from all over the world, all hoping to get a glimpse of the container holding a recipe they will never, ever see. It's a perfect example of how making something forbidden only makes people want it more. And in this case, that desire is worth billions. Next, at number 6, we're traveling to New York City. Right in the middle of the East River, nestled between the Bronx and Rikers Island, lies a place completely frozen in time. This is North Brother Island, a 20-acre patch of land that's overgrown, abandoned, and strictly off limits. The island has a truly fascinating and often tragic history. In the late 1800s, it was home to a quarantine hospital for people with highly contagious diseases. Its most famous resident was Mary Mallon, who you probably know as Typhoid Mary. She was an asymptomatic carrier of typhoid fever and was forced to live in isolation on the island for decades. Then, in 1904, the island was the site of one of New York's worst maritime disasters. The steamship General Slocum caught fire just offshore, and over 1,000 people lost their lives in the tragedy, leaving a permanent scar on the city's history. After its time as a quarantine facility, the island was used as a treatment center for a while, but that shut down in the 1960s. Since then, it has been completely abandoned. The buildings are crumbling, with vines and trees reclaiming every structure. The island has now been designated as a protected sanctuary for nesting birds. Today, North Brother Island is owned by the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation, and they are crystal clear. No visitors are allowed. No tours, no exceptions. The decaying buildings are far too dangerous to explore, and it's illegal to disturb the bird sanctuary. The island remains a haunting time capsule of early 20th century New York, a ghost city being slowly swallowed by nature. And now, for number 5, we journey to the redwood forests of Monte Rio, California. Here, you'll find the Bohemian Grove, a sprawling 2,700-acre private campground that hosts one of the most exclusive and secretive gatherings on the planet. This is where some of the most powerful men in America meet every summer, and the public is most definitely not invited. The Bohemian Club was founded way back in 1872 by a group of journalists and artists. Over time, it has transformed into an elite, invitation-only organization. Every July, its members, we're talking former presidents, Supreme Court justices, corporate CEOs, and media titans, gather at the Grove for a 2-week retreat filled with networking, speeches, and bizarre rituals. The club's official motto is, "Weaving spiders come not here," which is supposed to mean that business talk and real-world concerns are left at the gate. But let's be realistic. When you put that many powerful people together in one place, can you really believe that influence isn't being traded? In fact, it's rumored that some of the most significant decisions in American history were first discussed right there in the Grove. Perhaps the most famous and strangest part of the Bohemian Grove experience is the cremation of care ceremony. During this event, members don robes and participate in a dramatic theatrical production in front of a giant 40-foot owl statue. The club insists it's all just harmless artistic theater, but the intense secrecy surrounding the ritual has fueled decades of wild speculation and conspiracy theories. The entire grove is surrounded by high fences and patrolled by private security. No cameras, no recorders, and absolutely no press are allowed inside. As the saying goes, what's said at Bohemian Grove stays at Bohemian Grove. This unique blend of immense power, absolute secrecy, and strange rituals makes it one of America's most fascinating and forbidden places. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into America's most secret spots, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the unknown. We'll see you in the next video. Alright, let's dive back into our countdown. Coming in at number 4, we have a place everyone's heard of, but few truly understand its secrets: Fort Knox, Kentucky. This isn't just any military base, it's home to the United States Bullion Depository. Inside, it supposedly holds over 147 million ounces of pure gold bars. That's nearly half of all the gold owned by the U.S. government. Now, getting to that gold is basically impossible. The vault itself is a fortress within a fortress, constructed from granite, steel, and reinforced concrete. The main vault door alone weighs a staggering 20 tons and is completely blast-proof. And here's a cool detail. No single person knows the entire combination. It's split among several individuals who must all be present to open it. On top of that, the entire facility is protected by classified, state-of-the-art security systems that we can't even begin to imagine. But the vault is just the beginning. The entire depository is located on an active military installation. We're talking armed guards, constant camera surveillance, minefields, and high-voltage electric fences. Apache attack helicopters regularly patrol the airspace above. The security is so extreme that even most high-ranking government officials are denied entry. Think about this. The last time anyone from the outside was allowed to see inside the vault was way back in 1974 when a group from Congress got a tour. Since then, absolutely no one. This total lockdown has fueled endless conspiracy theories. Some people whisper that the gold isn't even there anymore. Others believe something else, something far more secret than gold, is being stored alongside it. The Treasury Department insists everything is accounted for, but without any independent proof, the mystery of what's truly inside Fort Knox remains locked away, making it the gold standard for impenetrability. Next up, at number 3, we travel to the mountains of Utah to find the Mormon Genealogy Vault. Carved deep into the solid granite of Little Cottonwood Canyon near Salt Lake City lies the Granite Mountain Records Vault. This massive, secure facility is owned by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and it was built to withstand almost any conceivable disaster. Behind a massive 14-ton door designed to survive even a nuclear blast, the church meticulously preserves billions of genealogical records. We're talking about images of birth certificates, marriage licenses, census data, and priceless historical documents from over 100 countries, a collection that started way back in 1938. The vault tunnels extend 600 feet straight into the mountain, maintaining a perfect, climate-controlled environment to ensure these records survive for centuries. For the church, genealogy is a cornerstone of their faith, which explains why they've gone to such extraordinary lengths to protect this information. But here's the catch. While the church makes the genealogical data available to the public through its family history centers and online databases, the actual physical vault is completely off-limits. No one gets in. Not the public, not independent researchers, not even government officials. Only a handful of authorized church personnel have access. This absolute restriction has naturally led to speculation. What else could be stored in such a secure and hidden location? Are there ancient religious texts? Lost historical artifacts? Or perhaps documents so sensitive they must be buried in a mountain? The church maintains that the vault's purpose is purely for genealogical preservation, but the sheer level of security and the complete lack of outside access keep the questions coming. It's one of the most secure archives on the planet, and its full contents remain a closely guarded secret. And finally, hitting our number 2 spot is the one, the only, Area 51. Of course, it had to be on this list. Officially known as Groom Lake, this top-secret U.S. Air Force facility is hidden away in the Nevada desert, about 83 miles from Las Vegas. It is, without a doubt, America's most legendary forbidden zone. So, what do we actually know for sure? Area 51 is a testing ground for experimental aircraft and advanced weapons systems. This is where iconic planes like the U-2 spy plane, the SR-71 Blackbird, and the F-117 Nighthawk stealth fighter were developed and tested. These were revolutionary aircraft that looked so bizarre and flew so differently that when people caught a glimpse, they thought they were seeing something not of this world. But here's what makes it so mysterious. The U.S. government didn't even officially admit that Area 51 existed until 2013. For decades, it was completely off the books, a phantom on the map. This culture of extreme secrecy created the perfect breeding ground for incredible theories about what was really going on out there in the desert. Today, the base is still on total lockdown. The perimeter is patrolled by private security contractors in their infamous white pickup trucks, watching every move of anyone who dares to get close. The area is littered with motion sensors, cameras, and ominous warning signs making it crystal clear. Photography is forbidden, and trespassers face immediate arrest and hefty fines. The airspace above is one of the most restricted in the world. You can drive along the so-called extraterrestrial highway and get close to the boundary, but crossing that line is a federal offense. The nearby town of Rachel, Nevada, has fully embraced the mystery, with alien-themed diners and gift shops catering to curious tourists. In all likelihood, Area 51 is exactly what the government now says it is: a place to build and test secret military tech. But the decades of denial and intense secrecy have created a mythology that is far bigger and more exciting than the reality could ever be. It has become the ultimate symbol of government secrets and the tantalizing allure of the unknown. Thanks for watching. If you're fascinated by these hidden places, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the #1 most mysterious and off-limits place in America. And now, for the #1 most mysterious place in America you're not allowed to visit: the Greenbrier Bunker in West Virginia. Imagine a 5-star luxury resort, famous for its golf courses, fine dining, and opulent decor. Now, imagine that for over 30 years, hidden directly beneath it, was a massive underground bunker designed to house the entire United States Congress in the event of a nuclear war. That's the incredible story of the Greenbrier. Codenamed Project Greek Island, this 112,000-square-foot facility was built in secret during the Cold War, disguised as a simple expansion of the resort's West Virginia wing. While wealthy guests sipped cocktails above, a self-sufficient city lay dormant below. It had everything: dormitories for over 1,000 people, a hospital, its own power plant, and enough food and water to sustain Congress for 2 months. There was even a broadcast studio for addressing the nation from their secure location. The bunker was maintained by a covert team of government employees who posed as TV repairmen for the hotel. Their real job was to ensure the bunker was ready to activate at a moment's notice. For decades, the secret held. Members of Congress knew that if the unthinkable happened, their destination was this idyllic resort in the mountains of West Virginia. But in 1992, the secret was blown wide open by a journalist named Ted Gupp. Once the story was out, the U.S. government had no choice but to decommission the facility. Today, the Greenbrier actually offers tours of the bunker. So you might be thinking, wait, I thought this was a list of places you can't visit? Well, here's the twist. While you can tour large parts of the decommissioned bunker, significant portions remain strictly off-limits. You'll walk past heavy, sealed doors and corridors that are not part of the public tour. Guides can't or won't explain what's behind them. Are these just empty storage areas, or do they lead to other, still active facilities? Has the bunker truly been abandoned, or is the public tour just another clever layer of misdirection? The fact that they could hide an entire government facility in plain sight for 30 years makes you wonder what else is still hidden. So there you have it, 10 of the most mysterious and forbidden places in America. From top-secret military bases and abandoned islands to vaults holding immense wealth and bunkers designed to survive the apocalypse, these locations prove that even in our hyper-connected world, some secrets are meant to be kept. What's really going on inside these restricted zones? Are the official stories the whole truth, or are they just the surface of a much deeper reality? We may never know for sure, and perhaps that's the point. The mystery itself serves a purpose: fueling our imagination and reminding us that there are still uncharted corners in our own backyard. These places exist in that fascinating gray area between what we know and what we are allowed to know. Loud. They're protected by fences, guards, and laws, but they're also protected by our own curiosity about what lies just beyond our reach. Which of these places did you find the most intriguing? Do you think the secrecy is justified for national security, or do we have a right to more transparency? It's a complex question with no easy answer. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the shadows of America's most off-limits locations. Remember, sometimes the best stories are the ones we're not supposed to hear. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the unknown. See you next time.